Hello and welcome to the next instalment of building a website from scratch, where we take a website right from the very beginning through to building a fully functioning website for a fictitious construction company called Acme Construction, and we're using a CMS called Winter to do that. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, I've done quite a bit of pre-filling for this episode. Now, what we've got here is the categories, so houses, offices and retail. And we've also got some projects in here as well. I've sort of just given them some fake Latin information, given them names, and uploaded a thumbnail image. And we've also got a featured image. Also here I've given them, they've got relations here as well, so there's sort of one of each, so we can see what's going on. Now, coming back to the home page, you can see we've got houses, offices and retail. This is all sort of pre-filled from the database. I've taken out the dummy text. Now I should show you how we've done that. Now we'll start with the home page. So that's themes, Acme, and pages and home. So this is the home page. Now, getting the information comes from the database, and it's all sort of achieved with this bit up here. Now, this should be reasonably familiar if you've looked at previous videos I've done. The one on job vacancies, where I did a very similar thing. Grabbed PHP and included or used a model, and then created an array variable based on that model with an ORM query. So exactly the same kind of thing is happening here over in the home page. I'll focus on category first. So you'll see we've got the use statement, so that pulls in the models and makes it available for in here. And this variable, we've got a part of that categories. And what we're doing here is the category. We're grabbing that category, which of course comes from the use statement up there, and where it is published. And we're also calling in the relationship, the thumbnail relationship. You may remember that from when we did the model, and you can find that over here in plugins. There's a projects, and in the models folder, in the category, we've got our relations for attaching images here. So that's where that comes from. So I'll just put a dump of what we get from the categories here. So this is categories in curly braces twice over, and what that'll give us is, if I just change over to this screen, you'll see here we've got all the category information, and we've also got our, if you look here, we've got thumbnail here. We can grab that information, so that's kind of repeated, and that's what goes into here. If I go back into code and we'll get rid of that, and what it's now doing, this is what we're looking at here. Now, what I've done with the cards on the front page is I've taken the other three out and just left one, and wrap them, of course, in a for loop. So for each item in categories, and of course the for loop ends down here. We go through, and we're dealing with the image first. We've got the image here comes from the item, thumbnail, and then the path part of that. So that gives us our image. And of course we've put some alt text in here, so we've got alt thumbnail, and then we've given it the title, so it can give some kind of a display. And we've also got that wrapped in a link, and of course that goes to projects category, and then grabbing the slug from there. Same deal down here with the card content. We've got a card content part, and we've got the slug here and the title. We don't really need any other information, and that of course will give us, if I save that and do a refresh, that will give us, get rid of that, houses, offices, and you can sort of see we've got points over to the pages. Right, moving down to the front page, we've got projects here, much the same kind of thing. If I go back to our code, that's this part down here in projects. What I've got here, once again, a for loop. Those projects come from all the way up here, where we've got this project, we've got the project where it's published, and with the thumbnail. So much the same, and that's just looping through that, giving us this effect here, which will give us this here. Okay, something, there is an issue here that we need to fix up, and you'll notice here the images aren't quite lining up center. This is done in a Flexbox, and I'm guessing this is how Flexbox is calculating the where to put the content, and I think this is probably going to vary according to the different if we have different content in here. So I should fix this up and make this more center aligned. Let's just have a look at that in Developer Tools. And see what's going on here. Alright, okay, so that's 295, 32, yeah, they're changing depending on the content. So we need to fix that up. That's under a showcase. So look, so we've got showcase image and we've got showcase content, and it's part of a flex. So that should be a pretty simple fix. I'm over here in my SAS components, and that's under, back in the theme, under resources and components and showcase. So we have a showcase, what was it, content and images. And we'll add that one too. And a flex of 1, so it won't shrink and won't grow for both of those. So that should give us exactly 50%. We'll save that. And let's see if that, bingo, yes, that's more like it. So fixed up that one. Okay, let's look at the projects page itself. Now you'll see I've already pre-filled this one out, and this one was actually fairly simple to do. All I did for it, I'll just go over to here and into projects, is it was largely copy and paste from the home page. Now the query, this projects where published with thumbnail and category, and a get, so it's getting everything that's published. That and this block of code here is exactly the same as the block of code in the home page. Really, probably what I should do is abstract that out and turn that into its own little partial. Back to here, and let's click on the category offices thing. At the moment, what that's got: header image, information about offices, and then a listing of the projects. Of course, I've only got one attached at the moment. I could let's see what happens if I do a project, and we'll edit this one and make it offices, and go back to here. We've now got our project sort of going down there, so you can kind of see how it's going to fit together. Now, how do we do that? Well, much the same pattern as before. This time we're in the category page, so that's this one here, and we've grabbed our featured image. Let's just have a look and see what I've got in terms of our, so we've got use the model for category, attaching this to this category, so we've got category where the slug param is the slug, and we've got featured image, and we've also added projects to that as well, because remember we've got the relationship with the projects, which is, if we go back to category, has many projects in here. Okay, so that's a quick run through on how to add the stuff from the database into the front end. There are still quite a few things that we can do to improve this. This featured image probably should take up the whole width of the page, I think, rather than just sort of following the the constrictions we've got here for our width. That's something for another episode. And so projects, homepage, it's starting to come together quite nicely. I think we need to probably also fix up this form and add some other things in there. This projects page could probably be better. We're probably going to need to add some pagination to this, and also probably categories in here might be a useful addition to improve it. Other things on it, sort of cosmetic things, a bit of spacing needs to be fixed up here. If I look at the about page, there's nothing really in there at the moment, but need to try and sort some of this stuff out as well. So as you can see, there's still a little bit to go before we actually get this into something that you consider handing over to a client. Anyway, I'll stop there. Like to thank you for watching. If you made it through this far, fantastic. And like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff if you like. And I'll see you in the next one.